We had a dump truck accident right in front of our property.
You need to watch this video.
All right, so before we get into the video, take a look at these photos that I took yesterday. So yesterday, Wilma and I were sitting out in the Kubo,
Yeah.
and we were just looking out at the ocean, like we normally do every day. We just happened to be in the Kubo, not the carport. And, trucks were coming in and out throughout the day, nothing new. But this one truck pulled in, and the way he backed in, he was a little crooked. And it just caught my attention. And what happened was the truck, when he backed up the first time, leaned a little to the left or towards Oceanside. So what typically happens is they can't dump a load of dirt if the tires are not level. So what they typically do is they pull forward, and then they will put dirt where that truck tire, the back truck tire was, to build up enough of a base to get it level. However, while I was watching that, and I know that that's what they were going to do, now I can't see the guys with the shovel because of our concrete wall, but I can definitely see, the truck. And the guys was going to be on the other side of the truck anyway, shoveling the dirt. But when they pulled forward, I noticed when he put on the brake that the truck went down and to the left, creating another divot. And I said to myself, if those guys don't fill that up high enough, when he raises his dump, and what typically they do is they raise the dump and some of the dirt comes out, but they need to pull forward and put on the brakes just to jerk the truck just enough to get the rest of the dirt out. So again, if he was going to pull forward and put on his brakes, he was going to fall in that divot. So I turned to Wilma and I said, do you have your camera start video on that truck? Because that truck is going to tip over as soon as he pulls forward. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the rest of the story over to Wilma, because you're probably not going to believe what we're about to tell you. So go ahead.
Yes, he did turn to me and ask me if I have my cell phone, but unfortunately the cell phone was being on charge. And so he told me, well, we should video this because I think this truck is gonna flip. Once he moved forward and raised the dump, I guess, and he's gonna move forward and step on the brake and it's gonna flip. And I look at him and said, yeah, right.
He did do that.
So we just it was, the cell phone is inside, so I was like, well, not bother. We just continue watching him doing his business, and sure enough, as he moved forward and he stepped on the brake, here you go, the truck tipped over.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm glad and thank God that the driver did not get hurt and nobody got hurt.
Thank God the guys were out of the way. So what we did is when it went over,
Yes.
and we actually caught that on our video cameras. We have our CCTV. We actually caught it.
Yeah.
You could see it going over, and then the dust just poof. So we seen it go over, and Wilma started going, oh no. So I got up, I ran down, and I had to open up the gate and get over to the truck. And I was there maybe 30 seconds, maybe 25 seconds after it flipped over, make sure that the driver got out. And sometimes there's people in the cab as well, passengers.
Yeah.
So there was already a couple guys there. Now they don't speak English. So it was really hard. I was just basically saying, where's the driver, where's the driver? And they just looked at me and didn't answer. So I kind of said it like 4 or 5 times. And then now people from the actual build was coming down, and they speak a little broken English. and they were all talking in, you know, obviously their language. And I said, "Where's the driver?" And then the guy raised his hand and said, "Me." So I guess he did speak English, just didn't want to answer me. So I said, "Good." I said, "Did you take the batteries out and did you turn the fuel off?"
Yeah.
And again, you know, they really didn't understand, but you got to disconnect those batteries and you know, get access to the fuel and try to shut the fuel off to try to, you know, help with all the spillage. And again, I had to ask 3 or 4 times, and finally, you know, somebody there that understands some English said, "Yes, we'll take the batteries out right now." But I guess they didn't hear me on the diesel fuel. And I kept saying fuel, and I don't think they knew what the word fuel was. So finally, someone over to the right of me, which I think was from the other build, came up, and I heard him say diesel. He pointed at me and said diesel, so then I used the word diesel. You know, shut off, you know, the valve to try to stop some of the fuel from tipping.
Yeah.
And then I was walking around. I took a couple photos, which you just saw, and you know, quite a bit of diesel was coming out, but they did able to get the batteries out and able to get the you know, the diesel shut off. I asked if there was any passengers. Evidently there wasn't, because nobody really answered, you know, because they just didn't understand English. And you know, they were trying to say to me, "Everybody's okay, okay." And you know, I guess everybody was in shock.
Yeah.
But you know, the truck stalled out, and it tipped over. And unfortunately, there was a bunch of cinder blocks, hollow blocks there that it fell on top of. So you know, it did a little bit of damage to hollow block, no big deal.
You can replace that.
So luckily, there was no injuries. The guy was standing there fine. I was there maybe 5 minutes. I didn't want to, you know, be any more in the way. But I did look at the driver to make sure that he was walking around okay and that he didn't need any medical attention. And he seemed to be fine. I think that everybody was just in shock. So that's our story. It was just unfortunate. It was funny that we just happened to be watching. Wilma, I probably wasn't even going to be looking at the dump truck because you were just looking out.
Yeah,
you
we were
know?
just looking at the.
But I just said to her, "Get your phone real quick." And I wish we had our phone. And guys, 99 times out of 100, we always have our phone
Always.
in the Kubo, or always have our phone with us if we're sitting outside. My phone was inside as well because we just got done power washing the house and power washing the patio, and we were taking a break. So I didn't walk in the house to get my phone, so that's why we didn't have our phone. So unfortunately, that's just Murphy's Law, I guess. If we had the phone, we would have had it right on camera, but again, you know, we were right there, watched it as it happened, and again, luckily nobody.
Thank God.
Thank God nobody was injured. So today they actually stood the truck upright and moved it out of the way, and I did film that. So take a look. Well, this isn't something that you see every day. So they got a dump truck on relatively loose dirt with a cable. Gonna try to pull this truck up with a front end loader lifting it. And looks like they brought a lot of guys to watch. So they're trying to go up the driveway that they just put the dirt in yesterday. So it's gotta be relatively loose. So I don't know how much traction he's gonna get. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There's 19 people here, plus me's 20, to witness this. A lot of the diesel poured out onto the ground. When it first went over, I ran down and asked them to make sure they pull the batteries out and shut off the fuel. But I don't think they quite understood me. Hey, Santa girl. What are you doing? I'll probably have to turn the camera off at some point. But they're gonna, I guess, got a cable tied to the frame and then picking up with the front end loader enough to get it to stand up. So I'll go ahead and turn the camera off now, and we'll see when they start trying to operate this dump truck. Alright, they're giving it a shot. Oh boy. Little exciting, huh? Alright, they got it upright. Face full of dust. They should release the hydraulics and get that bucket to drop. Doesn't look like this truck did anything. See the slack. So I don't know if he was spinning or not, but the bucket uprighted. You can see all the diesel coming out, and I guess motor oil too, I would imagine. They should try to release, I don't know if that's automatic release to drop down that bucket, 'cause that's top heavy. They got the front end loader holding it. I would imagine if that front end loader backs away, it'd come right back down again. Man, no brakes. The guy crawls underneath it. I guess he's trying to get the cable loose. But man, they didn't shock the tires. Like I said, I tried talking to them in English, but you know, they want no part of me giving any advice. But definitely something you don't see every day. EPA for spilt diesel fuel? Don't think so. Here it goes. Looks like they're trying to manually lower the back of the dump truck. They need to get that weight. There it comes down slowly. Okay. That'll make it not so top heavy. Alright, well that's good. So now I'm curious if this thing is roadworthy or not. How many Filipinos does it take to bring up a dump truck? Answer is 19 plus one foreigner. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the camera now and see if how long it takes for them to try to get this thing started. Hope you set park and brake on this, or air brakes. I didn't hear any air brakes go, did you? Releasing any air brakes to lock the brakes? they got the door open. A little excitement in Darwin. So that front end loader did a good job. It lifted it up pretty easy. I mean, really, this truck really didn't do any good. It's like the Sahara Desert here, sandstorm. All right, so now they got the front end loader with the cable. And I guess they're gonna pull this truck. I got up here, a little safer up here, high ground. I'm definitely curious how this is gonna play out. So, guess they released the brakes, right? They gotta have air drum brakes, right? So no air pressure, they don't release the brakes. So I wonder if there's a manual release that they did, or that's going to drag the tires. I guess we'll find out together. So they're going to head and start moving it. All right. Well, he put a little pressure on the cable, and it released from the truck. So I guess maybe they need to attach it properly. Nice sunny day. Unfortunately, we're having too many sunny days. Where's the laser beam? We haven't had rain, I don't know, 2 months, 2.5 months. I know Mindanao's getting a little bit. I heard Bohol's getting a little bit. I even heard that even like Valencia and Dumaguete has gotten a couple quick showers. At least that's what some of our friends told us. But here, not a drop. Not even a spritz. I mean, just look at the grass. Just look how it's burnt up. Totally burnt. I mean, we're doing our best to keep the trees going. We're almost out here usually about 5 a.m. to water the trees, the fruit trees. But it's hard. You know, it's hard to do every day at 5 o'clock. You got to get up early and get out here before the sun gets up. And then oh, there he goes. So it's a pretty good sized hill right there. So it'll be interesting if he doesn't have brakes. Where does he go? So it looks like maybe there's a cable there. So they got a cable in the front. They're moving it a little at a time, and then to the dump truck here, there's a cable here, I guess, to act as the brake. Where's DOT? Where's OSHA? Where's EPA? Yeah, so that's definitely going to be interesting. And we were getting ready to go out, actually. But wanted to see this in action. So it looks like they hook the cable back up again, just to try to act as a brake. So this guy just said go that way, and this guy just said go this way. When the dump truck actually fell over yesterday, there was a whole load of hollow block, and you can see the remnants there. Landed right on top of it, and you can see that those hollow blocks just kind of pulverized to nothing, just because they don't put a lot of cement in them. Sandy getting involved. Come on, Sandy, better get out of the way, girl. So it looks like they're going with plan B as they back the truck up real close. I'm assuming they're tying it with that cable. See how close they are, the trucks? So I guess it's safe. This has no brakes. This has brakes. I wonder how they're going to get that down the mountain with no brakes. Front end loader starting to pull. And this part's going to be easy, but it's all downhill from here. They're making it happen. I guess this guy has to be the skilled driver, trying to keep it tight. And let's hope it doesn't come off like it has a few times already, especially when it starts going downhill. Doing pretty good. You can see where I went, right? Up to the safety behind the fence. So they're making it work. See our neighbors, after about 4 months of inactivity, they're back, and looks like they're skim coating the house, and they're starting to put the fence around the house. So it appears that the front is pulling the truck up out of the way. A little excitement here in Darwin. Sleepy little Darwin. I mean, let me back out here. You guys seen all these properties, right? Look how it's turning brown. Can you imagine someone throwing a cigarette butt in there? It would definitely go up. I mean, look at the land over there, just completely burnt. And we see fires all the time at night. Now I'm at the bottom of the property, but when we're up by the house, we got a much larger view of the landscape down there. And there's fires every single day. Now I can see a pretty good sized fire now. They've been burning for 2 weeks. I'll zoom in, but I don't think you're gonna see it, because this one happen to be pretty close to the National Highway. Let me zoom in. Don't know if you can see smoke. I'm trying to put it right in the middle of the frame, but we can see it at night. We can see the flames. Do you see that hill over there? I'll zoom in on that. See that hill? See the brown? That was a pretty big fire the other night. I mean, there's been fires everywhere. You know, people just, for some reason, think it's okay just to take all their trash and burn it when it's so dry. I mean, there should be a ban on burning, and I'm sure the municipal has one. Don't know. But it's ignored because we've seen so many fires. Coming up the mountain quite a few times, we were stopped because the fire company was trying to put out fires with all the bamboo being so dry. And I mean, without joking, probably 15 fires in the last couple weeks. So, and you can see how dry everything is. We need rain. So they did it. They did a good job without incident. I thought this hill was going to be an issue, but it wasn't. So I'm assuming now they're going to work on trying to, I don't know, either work on that truck there or maybe turn it and tow it. I don't know.